Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Impact Save. My name is Toonboy, and welcome to Before the Impact as we go through our show. Today, of course, we'll have Before the Impact and Impact for week two as we are seeing for the fallout from last week. But we start with a pre show match between Fala Baha and Dina. Decent reaction from the crowd, subpar wrestling. Dina beats Bala in 6:27 as it gets a 33 with 34 and 32 respectively for the performances. So we start with the opening of Before the Impact as you see all the wrestlers on screen. It gets a 50, which is good. And move on from there to what happened last week on Impact. Brian Alvarez, of course, was announced as the new owner. And he came out in the main event, screwed Josh Alexander out of winning the championship, and of course held Moose's hand aloft as we went off the air on Impact last week. 41 for that one. First match of the show, in about to have decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Crazy Steve defeated Rohit in 6:11 by pinfall, and 31 for Steve, 39 for Rohit, and 36 segment overall. Freestyle segment, of course. Who was Jay White talking to last week on Impact? He was sort of like, we didn't get the angle properly. He was talking to someone like with the door. We had the door facing us, so we couldn't see. But Jay White was talking to someone. Who was it? Are we going to find out this week on Impact? Well, we've got a 55 for us on that one. And then Brian Alvarez is in his office. Scott Demore comes in. He says, "You wanted to see me, boss?" He says, "Yes, Scott. Tonight, when Moose gets here, tell him we're going to have a big celebration in the ring." Of course, the Brian Alvarez era is here now on Impact. These fans, well, they got just a taste of what's going to happen to Impact. So tell the champ when he gets here tonight, it's all about him. And that got us a 34. And in a pro match, Jordan Grace defeated Lady Frost at 6:27 with fall from Grace. Jordan Grace with defense number 4 of the Impact Digital Media title. 43 for Jordan, 21 for Lady Frost with a 35 rated segment. And it is 41 overall. Your show appeared worse because your music department is slightly worse than one of our rivals. We'll have to have a look at that. But that is it for Before the Impact. Coming up, it is Impact Wrestling. And we are back with Impact Wrestling. And in a poor pre-show match, Black Taurus defeated Sam Beale in 7:06. 47 for Black Taurus, 21 for Sam, and it was a 34 segment rating. Intro, as you know by now, 50 rated. Everyone's welcome to Impact. And then the champ, Moose, is shown walking down the hallway when Scott Demore comes up and says, look, Moose, we need you to go and Brian says there's going to be a big celebration night. Get ready for it. And they walk off. First match of the night on the main show is Lorenzo Kidd defeating Matt Fulton in 5:59. So it was 51 for Kidd, 35 for Fulton. Ace Austin did some good work at ringside, and the match got the crowd hotter for a 46. Decent start. Angle with Brian Myers and Matt Cardona backstage. These two were arguing and started brawling for 41. Cardona's got the flavor of the month. And then in about that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Steve Macklin defeated Heath in 10 minutes 10 with leverage, rope leverage, of course. He was near the ropes, grabbed the ropes, made sure that he got the tainted victory. 31 for him, Heath 41 for a 39 segment rating. Brian Alvarez is backstage, lying sitting in his chair. Scott Demore's there, and he's like, "For God's sake, Scott, why didn't you tell me about this bloody contract?" And Scott's like, I'm sorry. He's like, now, at Hard to Kill, this weekend, Josh Alexander gets another shot at Moose. For goodness sake, why are these contracts so poorly written here in Impact? I am going to get this sorted, and I'm going to tell you one thing, Scott. This company, I'm going to turn this company upside down if shit like this continues. So, and also, Brian Alvarez has sent Josh Alexander home. He's not happy with him. So 33 rated segment for that. Next match, Norway versus Eric Young. Eric Young defeated Norway in 7:24. Norway had a 34 rated. Eric Young 48 for 45. Decent match, but it was all down to Eric Young using a foreign object to pick up the win. Music video to promote Mercedes Martinez. Second week in a row that there's a big graphic on screen saying Martinez is coming. Send Martinez. We continue to wait for Martinez to turn up. In about they had good heat and decent wrestling. The Good Brothers drew with Finn Juice 6:15 after a double count out. Of course, this was for the Impact Tag Team Championships. David Finlay was off his game. Doc Gallows and Cole Anderson specialist bonus. So there's Finn Juice 60 for Anderson, 55 for Doc, 39 for Finlay, and 48 for Juice Robinson. It is announced later in the show that at Hard to Kill they will have a rematch. And then we have Trey Miguel, the X Division champion. He's backstage. He's like, at Hard to Kill, I'm going to do an open challenge. Anybody who would like to step up to the plate. And then, of course, Ace Austin just walks by, just looks at him, and then just walks off. And Trey Miguel just is sort of like confused. But, well, we'll see where that goes at Hard to Kill. In a decent match, Melina defeated Chelsea Green and Dorana Purrazzo in 8:03. And that is to mean that Melina is now the #1 contender for the Impact Women's Championship, Knockout Championship. Chelsea 36, Purrazzo 52, Melina 39, 41 rated segment. And then Mickie James comes out, holds the title aloft, and it will be Mickie James versus Melina for the Impact Knockout Championship for a 50 rated segment. And then Jay White has an interview time. He stands and he goes, "You all know what you all want to know what is coming, but you will fear what is coming." Jay White does not bring good things to the Impact Zone. And then off it goes. 67. Jay White has been very spooky and like not like I'm trying to think of the word. It's worrying. Let's just say that. What has Jay White got up his sleeve for Impact? And we go on to our main event as Moose makes a big entrance. Of course, he's got the title and he's making sure everybody knows that he is the champ. Of course, after last week, after Brian Alvarez helped Moose win, that's 49. And then in the ring, Brian Alvarez, Scott D'Amore's clapping as there's gifts, big box, like a big box, gifts, balloons, streamers, everything you can think of. As Moose is in the ring, he starts, well, his cockiness is getting to him. He's going over the top. Alvarez and Scott D'Amore still clapping in the ring. But then, out of one of the boxes, I don't know what sort of happened here, but it sort of disappeared. But it was supposed to be that Moose comes out of the box, attacks. Alexander comes out the box, attacks Moose, and these two fight as Impact goes off the air. Yeah, and now it is all set for Hard to Kill this coming. The next show it will be Josh Alexander hoping to get his revenge over Moose as Impact goes off the air, and we have a 51 rated show. So we increased our popularity in 33 regions. Would have got one in Canada, but we have restricted views. I'll take that. 51, good show, going towards an, Hard to Kill, which will be our next show. Please do leave a comment down below. As I said, I'm still trying to learn this, so any appreciation. Thanks for the comments on the last video and the likes. It's much appreciated. I've been Toon Boy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.